Let there be light, and there was light. Oh, yes. Okay. So the words of Mother Eve, the words of the serpent, Satan, Saturn, energy. We accredit all this. Do we have to accredit? No, it's really is. All this is really Mother Eve. We have done the numerical value, and so whatever the math, the sum value is that equates to 5 in this sense, or 6, or 7, is directly Mother Eve, of course, and even 4 too, of course. So we see, and we have been, well, it's all the numbers. It's all the numbers, but we had been given the name Eve. That's the name that we were told. So when we really trace the name Eve, we have come to see that it equals 14. That 14 also equals the 14 gods that we have discovered in Genesis. So basically, we have been given or provided a construct of the makeup of Mother Eve, and that is what we have been doing, the snake thing, and following that and discovering the path of the serpent, basically. And it's very exciting because, yes, it's like being on a merry-go-round in a way. It's we just don't know where we go, when it's going to stop, put it this way. And of course it takes us, especially for the first time, you're not sure where the bumps are going to rise up or where it's going to have the dip. We don't know. We just don't know, even if you observed it before. But when you get on there, it probably is something entirely different, the experience. And that's what it has been like. So we have been looking at, oh, where's my board? Oh, do excuse me. Okay, there we are. So my board, yes, it's the said God. This is where Mother Eve, the said God, the spokesperson of the Bible, she's the one who says, let there be light, let the waters be divided, let the creatures come out of the waters, let the firmament, let there be a firmament, let the lights, and she gives all the lettings. She is the businesswoman. She is the business. Yes. So I had been also looking at business as in the sense of number 2 on the sacrifice template. Number 2 on the sacrifice template, let's see. Of course, and I've always said that that's where the business, that's where all the business is conducted, on the 2 column, where is the blue column right there, because that denotes where Christ would have had the Last Supper with his disciples. That denotes that where the place where agreements are formed, and agreements are always here. This is perhaps when people start saying, oh, the terrible twos or something. But this is where you begin to see life in itself really germinate, and it takes its shape and takes its form and have its mark, its declaration in that sense. I call it the incubator. I call it the incubator because it is that beehive. It is the business. It's the beehive. It's where, as I say, that's where people shake hands and on deals and stuff like that. So basically, yes. So Mother Eve now really is calling us. She wants to shake hands with us. She wants to let the business to us. And this is why she's saying in the 8th entry of her legacy, of her contracts, she wants to, in fact, she has given us all of that, but it's really like a parent would have an empire and really want to ensure that that is that the children are able to run this empire. They prepare the children to be able to handle the business adequately. That is what Mother Eve is trying to do with us. That is why she says, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. So basically, after would be that there would be a preparation for that which is to come, like before. Well, there was a before our likeness, but that's the cycles. That's the cycles. So she's saying, of course, so we would be in that sense the before, and then there's the after our likeness. So meaning that would be, we would consolidate our attributes, that which is that which gives life in essence, when she would say, let the waters bring forth great creatures abundantly after its kind. That would be what she's referring to as well. So we would be birthing out creatures that have life after our kind. Of course, in the positive side of that word. And now Mother Eve is saying, no, turn the coin over, like Christ tipped the table over. So she's saying, turn the coin over, have a look at what is engraved on it. What year was it engraved? What year, what symbol is on there? Is there a bird on there, or a sheep? Or is there an eagle? What is on there? See what message is on there for you. That's what she is saying to us. So basically, turn ourselves, because we are the icon. Icon. So the coin is really C-O-I-N, as I have done. It's C-O-I-N, and she wants us to C-O-I-N. She wants us to take ourselves from that equation here, bring ourselves out, look at the C-O-N for what it is right there. Look at it, turn it around, because everything we have in our world, Mother Eve is really telling us it's a con. In essence, that's what she's saying. But it's not to say that we cannot benefit from a con. Because, hey, and she should know, because she is the BOE constrictor. Of course, we have done the numerical value for BOE, B-O-A, which is, I think, 3. So this is 2, 6, 1. So it's 9. It's 9. Okay. So there we are. This is what, and constrictor, S-T-R-I-C-T-O-R. So this is 3, 6, 5, 1, 2, 9, 9, 3, 2, 6, 5. All right. So let's get something here. So this is all. In fact, I'm comforted in the way I do things now, because Mother Eve has been telling us to count backward. And the mere fact that I have been doing this, dancing in and out, it means that I am ready to see what Mother Eve is saying, because I'm not doing things like everybody. Well, when I say everybody else, they're doing it the way we were taught. I should be counting like this and methodically like this. No, my eyes dance. So I do this, and this is 20, and this is 25, 30, 35, 36, and 36, and 37. 37 plus 3 is 40, and that would be 51. 51, which is 6. Now that is Mother Eve. Of course, if we do the numerical value for 4, it gives us 6. 5, it gives us 6. And this is why, again, we could see as 4. I have spoken about that. When we are at 4, we are setting that pillar. We are the pillars right there. And it is in Genesis of chapter 1 verse 4 as well that we see a lot of stuff happens there. This is where the day and the night was divided, and this is where we see very clearly that man had come into being right there. This is the place where there was seven and seven, we could say, of the eaves. We saw the eaves right there. Okay, we have found out that the eaves are very or synonymous with the seven visible planets and the seven seas. Okay, so which all have a female attribute to them, actually, according to Mother Eve. And Mother Eve must know she is the Word. She is the Word. When it said as well, and the Word was made flesh. So in the beginning was the Word. So in the beginning was Eve. Eve is the Word. She is the God who said, whenever you come to Genesis of chapter 1 and you hear, and God said, that's Mother Eve. That's Mother Eve right there. And so that said God is the one who had the words. The one who had the words is the one who spoke the words. And the one who spoke the words was the one who, of course, through her, made the words flesh, meaning there was meat on the words. There was, the word had formed things and people and being. It became a sort of reference to something else that you could give a name to. So all words would have names because they were made flesh. Beautiful. I just love it. So now we see in the BOE constrictor, for instance, if we add this together, that would give us 15, which in essence, the BOE constrictor is 6, but it goes indirect. I mean, I hadn't really worked this thing out. I am doing this thing intuitively, and Mother Eve is just doing her thing through me. Now, this is an example of what Mother Eve is saying she wants to do in each and every one of us. So if you are not getting anything else from what I am doing here, the synchronistic events that is just flowing at least is what she wants to do in you. And it's like a declaration of her ability to do that in you. So the BOE constrictor is 15. Here we are. This is where Mother Eve is right here, bringing us in the new, which is the 6, NEW. Of course, when we add this together, 3 5s of 15, we get 6. Of course, we do the numerical values of number 1 to 9, and the new comes into 5, which is where Mother Eve shows us how to eat of the fruit. Eating of the fruit is really the act of activating your pineal gland. That's what Mother Eve is about. That's what she's teaching us about. So there she, of course, and that's what we have this called nose, our nose, which also equals 8. That she's telling us, you know what I am telling you to be real, to be true, to be whatever it is. I am not telling you something you don't know, but she wants us to remember, reinstate our membership in that memory bank. Remember, come back. That's why she says come back and get your, just look at the contract, re-sign if you must do. And it's no wonder she's saying to us as well, when you pray your name, because that's why you were given a name when you were born. And there you have God knows, our names are everywhere. So in London, for instance, my name is in the Inland Revenue. It's in the driver's department for license. It's in the passport office, for instance. It is in the I almost said the cemetery. I'm not even scared to say that, but it probably is there already for them to kind of wait, invisibly. In actual fact, it probably is, in as I'm saying that, because everything is. And so it is in the town hall, it is in all register offices, all solicitors that I have dealt with. It's in the schools or universities that I have gone to. And so my particulars are all over the place there, and my name would be, if I went to New York, for instance, they would have known or have the record of when I last entered the country, and that is every subsequent country. So there is a name and a number and a date of birth, and all those things are there. Mother Eve is now saying to us, when we pray, and we are praying to our higher self, or we pray to the God within us, and to know and acknowledge the God within us, likewise, make it be felt that through the utterance of who we are, the I am, that I am, that I am. You can seal it in that way if you wish to, because we are the Eve. All that equals 14. I am that I am is 14, just like it will Eve. So basically, that in itself, which equals 13, is giving us the facilitation of, or it's giving us the template of putting our names in that agreement where we want to have our petitions or requests or gratitudes, whatever it is that we are doing, which comes on the hair. This is where it comes, right here. So whatever we are doing, and it also appears here too, and in the 6, but there is, as I say, of course, you can see headquarters here is directly on the 6, and the new, of course, when you have your new, you would have to have your name or your identity. That's the thing, your identity. So when you go into that new state, you would be, in fact, you would be going with your old identity in that new, when I say you'd be approaching that gate with an identity, or you would be issued a new identity at the gate. But to have that, you'd also need the old identity to make that reference. It's like saying your password. Usually they would say, okay, what's your old password? Enter your old password. And if you don't have that, you may have to answer a series of other questions. So that is the same kind of sort of module, in a way. Mother Eve is trying to get us to understand the constructs of the world to prepare to get into that number 8 that she's talking about. She wants to hand down the legacy of the God. This is where the God certificate really comes in for us, because in that let us, in that section, which is the 8th entrance or entry, the 8th entry of her legacy right here is really in direct correlation with God. This is where we acknowledge the God within us right here. So 6 plus 4 is 10, plus 7 is 17. 1 plus 7 is 8. That's the 8 that will be in our mouths. That's the fruit. That is that which we eat. And of course, by eating of that fruit, we recognize that we are when we have eaten of that fruit in the mouth, which equals 5, which equals the mouth in itself, is that which facilitates everything. The 14 gods are in them, they go through the mouth. Everything goes through the mouth. If we even look at our physiological construct in that way of our mouth, everything we have been eating through our mouths, so we eat our solids, we drink through our mouth, likewise we breathe out through our mouth, we also speak, and of course the ocean of words that can come out of my mouth, yeah, it's like forever. So it is really telling us how Mother Eve, that is the goddess of words, the goddess of wisdom, the goddess, that's the goddess Solomon speaks about. And so she wants us, this goddess, to teach us the value of the words, the constructs of the words. She wants to show us that when she says let, in the word let has in it, of course we would just say, oh, someone says let, it means just to allow. There is so much more to the word let. She has showed us that in one letter, wow, one letter, for instance, the L, just the L, we can see by saying L that there is a lever that goes up and down in our mouths when we utter L. So there in that is telling us there is an up and there is a down. Something goes up and it's down. So that L, we can say, is a symbol of our tongue in that sense, or symbol of our sounds, up and down. It goes in 2 directions. It's one motion that goes in 2 directions and has 3 points right here. So we could even say, for instance, that I was going to say the tongue is perhaps attached here, and it looks more like the mouth motion, the 2 lips are here, and of course the tongue is inside. So we could look at it like that, because the word tongue actually equals 10. And of course, when we do the numerical value for 10, it equals 3. 3 is the numerical value of the word, of the letter L. So here in the tongue or the mouth, this is, we could say, the 3 points. So this is really facilitating, the mouth is facilitating the tongue in here. Of course, the words which would be invisible right there, and it's in the mouth. So there's the liver right here. So Mother Eve wants us to pay very close attention to the words. Now we have seen, for instance, how the word there, I have done a few numerical values on that presentation with the word there, and it has, we could go on and on with this word, because as I say, it has the T, which is 2. That alone has told us that it takes us to where the marriage, harmony, and everything happens right there in number 2 of the sacrifice template, which also holds the value of 4, and also has 13, and it goes on much more, but I won't really go into that right now. And in there, when Mother Eve says there, she had brought into the words, she had brought the masculine, which is he, and she had brought in the feminine, which is her, in the equation of saying, let there be light. So it's like saying, let he be light, let her be light, and of course, and let her, because she was not leaving herself without, she understood the magnitude of presence. She was present because the word there, which is so highly misunderstood, also has its reference in the root of its derivative state, which is hair. I'm going to end on this one. There's much more, but I hope you have enjoyed this. I hope you have found this fun. Oh, do like and subscribe, and do be filled, stay ignited, because we are planting new seeds. And spill over with love.